this video, I'm going to show you how to properly finish a cutting board with walrus oil and walrus wax. Enjoy the video. Alright, so a brief overview of how to finish a cutting board is you sand with 150 grit, raise the grain, and then sand with 220 grit. Then after that, you use walrus oil, and then when that's dry, you use walrus, like the wax, cutting board wax. Alright, so let's sand with 150 grit. To 150 grit until it's smooth. Now I'm going to take a damp rag to raise the grain and just wipe it on there. You don't have to get it super wet, but just get it wet enough like it's being washed. Because if you don't raise the grain, the first time you wash it, it'll be all rough and then it'll just be like that forever. So you really want to make sure that you get every part of it nice and wet. So now that I raised the grain, you just have to let it sit till it's dry. Should take about 15 minutes. Now that we've raised the grain with the wet rag, now we can get to sanding with a 220 grit. So now that we've sanded with 220, now it's time to apply the walrus oil. To apply the walrus oil, you just pour it on there like this, and don't be afraid to use a lot. And then you just take your fingers and just spread it around with your fingers. And the great thing about walrus oil is you only need to do one coat. With many other cutting board oils, it's not as thick, so it takes a lot more coats to get the type of finish you want. Make sure it's nice and all on there. And now take it and do the sides. And you can even take it from a puddle that went on there. Get all the sides. Get it from the top if you need more. Or you can just take some more from the bottle. Alright, now you just let this dry overnight for about 18 to 20 hours. Alright, so it's the next day, and I've let it sit for about 18 to 24 hours. Now you just take a towel and just wipe off all the excess. There shouldn't really be much excess, but just want to make sure it's all gone. Alright, so now that we've wiped off the excess oil, now you have to apply wood wax. I just use walrus oil wood wax, and it's worked pretty good for me. So how you apply it, you just take a paper towel, and you just take some out of there, and then just wipe it all over the place so you get it everywhere. And then you wipe it on in like a circular motion. make sure you get all of the edges. Alright, so now that we've got wax all over it, now you just let it sit for 15 minutes to let it soak in. So now that we've let this sit for 15 minutes, you just take another paper towel and you just wipe off all the excess. Until it's basically dry. And make sure you wipe it